Okay, well, first of all, thanks everybody who watched my first ever YouTube video. I appreciate the comments, even the ones I disagreed with, although I wish, honestly, is it really necessary to call me stupid? You know, if you're going to call me stupid, can you at least spell the words calling me stupid correctly and apply some good grammar to it so that it doesn't just make me laugh, so that I actually step back and think about it. But more than one of you have written me privately outside of the comment system to my YouTube inbox asking me effectively the same question in a variety of different ways. But the question has been, why do I hate Sarah Palin? I gotta tell you, hate's a strong word. I may use it in my life when I get angry or when I get incredibly frustrated, but as a human being, I try never to let hate enter my heart. I can't say I always succeed, but hate for me is reserved for, you know, the fifth circle of hell. And so I wouldn't say that I hate Sarah Palin. I don't know her. She hasn't, at this point, done anything to me personally, so, you know, I don't hate Sarah Palin. But having said that, what I do know about her, and it's very little, because she has been unwilling to step off her script, and not just, you know, she's been out, and she was out when John McCain introduced her a week ago today, given, you know, what in effect is a stump speech, which people have to do when they're running for office. And then she gave the same speech again on Saturday, and then she went into seclusion on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and then she came out and gave her speech at the convention on Wednesday, and then she gave one additional stump speech with John McCain that I saw some excerpts of today. She hasn't taken any questions from the press. She hasn't done a press conference. She hasn't opened herself up to questions that are not screened or filtered. So, you know, I don't have a lot to go on here. I can only go out to her public record. Excuse me. And the first thing that really bothers me is I don't like it when I think people are trusting that I won't figure things out for myself. It's almost like they question I have the capacity to go out and Google and look things up. So when Sarah Palin stands up there as part of her stump speech, as part of her speech to the convention, and she talks about what a reformer she is, a part of me wants to pick my shoe up and throw it at the television because, you know, one of her first official acts that she did as mayor of Wasilla was to hire a lobbyist, and it is the same lobbyist who was Ted Stevens, who is now under indictment for failing to report certain gifts and monies and things of that nature, very shady stuff, not convicted but under indictment. But this guy was Ted Stevens' former chief of staff, and he became a lobbyist. And the first thing she did was she went out and she hired him to secure $27 million in earmarks that she could apply to the town of Wasilla. So, you know, when you step out there and you say, I'm a reformer, I'm not old Washington, but the first thing you do is fall into the most cliched role of old Washington by going to a lobbyist and securing earmarks, you know, I question your reformer credentials, and it leaves me, since she sits there calling herself a reformer, wondering if she's either that disconnected from reality or if she's just, you know, kind of a liar. So either way, it's not a good outcome, no matter what she is. It also bothers me when she stands up there and she says, I just said no thank you to the bridge to nowhere, which she really didn't. She's on the record when she ran for governor against Murkowski in 2006 as fully embracing the idea of the bridge to nowhere. In fact, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't have the exact quote right in front of me, but she actually made on-the-record comments that, you know, she fully expected to leverage their congressional position, which at the time, the Republicans controlled Congress. It was before the bridge to nowhere was this big debacle that became embarrassing to Senator Stevens and to Representative Young, and she was all for it. She was all for the bridge to nowhere, and only when it became a political liability was she suddenly no thank you. And just for the record, she didn't say no thank you. She canceled the program, and in her comments in canceling the program said that it was unlikely that they would be able to secure the full amount of the funds, so that she was going to cancel the program. So, you know, I question her reformer credentials. I think that on social issues, on the subject of being pro-choice, on the subject of making birth control available to young people so that they can avoid unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases, on the subject of teaching sex education even in high school. Okay, I'm not talking to little kids here. I'm talking from grades 9 to 12, when kids are becoming sexually aware and sexually active, on her views on school vouchers, you know, on the social issues, abortion, sex education, birth control. She is draconian in her views. She doesn't believe in a woman's right to choose, even in the case of rape and incest. And, you know, I feel strongly that being pro-choice includes the right to have a baby and the right to choose when you do and when you don't have a baby. You know, I think that kids have got to have access to birth control. I don't think it requires parental consent. These kids are going to do what it is that they're going to do. All of the abstinence education in the world has not stopped that one simple fact that they're just going to, you know, they're going to do it, even though we teach them not to do it. They're going to make their own decisions at some point, and they're not necessarily going to keep what we want as parents at the forefront of their mind. So given that, I'd rather, you know, young men and women not open themselves up to contracting a host of communicable STDs in addition to HIV, which is, you know, obviously more life-impacting than the other ones. So I think birth control should be available, and I don't think you treat these kids like they are idiots. You should give them sex education, some basic awareness of their bodies, of how this works, of what the risks and the dangers are, and you try to arm them with the best way for them within their moral construct and their value system to make the best, least injurious decision possible. So, in a rather long answer to a rather short question, I don't hate Sarah Palin. I just think she's as wrong as she could be on all of the issues, and I don't think she's a reformer, and I think she's grossly distorting the facts when it comes to her record and what she did and did not do. So, there you have it. I'm sure I'll have more on her as time goes by. Thanks for watching. Bye.